guys, so I'm back with another cruise packing video. So it's another year and another cruise. So I just came back a few days ago from a Carnival Liberty cruise, and if you're like, hey, that sounds familiar, didn't you go on a Carnival Liberty cruise last year? And the answer is yes, I did. So I went again to Carnival Liberty out of Port Canaveral. So it was Orlando to the Bahamas, Nassau, and then to Princess Cay, which is a private island in the Bahamas. And I definitely went last year with my husband's family, except it was the same ship to Nassau and Freeport. So there was one different stop. This time I went with my mom, dad, and my brother. So it was another cruise with my family. Last year we went out of Miami to, it was more of like a 7-night. This was only like 3 or 4 nights, something like that. So I know it's the same cruise, but I did pack differently this time. So if you want to see how I packed for my last cruise to the Carnival Liberty last year, it was a little different because I packed carry-on only. This time I did not. I did not limit my packing because I'm just going to be completely honest, this time around I was pregnant and I was not trying to not have all my comforts. So I'm going to give you some tips and tricks of what I actually used. So I already have, this is pretty much all sitting here. I already used everything up, and I think that'll be pretty helpful because then you can see what I overpacked and what was actually useful to me. So FYI, if you do go on Carnival, you have to have a form signed by your doctor which states that you will not be exceeding 24 weeks pregnant at any point while you're on the cruise. So I'm not that far along yet, so I was good, but I still had to have my doctor sign and everything. But things were a little bit different on this cruise from last time. I noticed that the health screening was streamlined. You don't have to fill out that paper form anymore. It's all electronic. So you go to the port, they scan your passport right before you get to the waiting area, and then they have these automated check boxes on a little iPad. You just check them off, and then you go right through to go on the gangway onto the ship. So you don't have to go to a waiting area and go to the desks where they have all these check-in people anymore. So it was much faster and more efficient. So a couple other things changed on this cruise, which I'll point out along the way. So let's just go ahead and get started. I brought a backpack. So I prefer to bring a backpack because I like the even distribution of weight on my shoulders versus a beach bag, but you can do that too. I try to keep my backpack pretty light because I didn't want to carry anything really heavy. So a couple things are in here that you definitely need, which I definitely used, obviously, was my passport. You can use a birth certificate, but I just found a passport to be much easier. So the passport was used for sure. I just leave that in my safe when I'm in the ship, and I don't take it to port. Instead, you just need your driver's license or an ID and your sail and ship card to get back on the boat. So this is my card and my lanyard that I use. I used this exact same lanyard last time. This is from the dollar store. It's not a fancy lanyard or anything, but it works just fine. And that was used. So if you're looking for lanyards, they definitely sell them at the dollar store for really cheap, obviously. So when I had to fly down to Orlando to meet up with my family. So my little purse, this is what I use. And I had the backpack, and this was literally on my waist. So this was very handy because it's very small. I actually use this every night for dinner because I kept my cell phone and my sail and ship card in here, as well as my lip balm. And that way my lanyard wasn't uglying up my dresses. And I had my phone on me because last year I found that I had my phone in my hand a lot, and I was so paranoid that I was going to leave it somewhere. But now I just had it in this perfectly sized purse. And I use this for the airport as well as for dinner. So it was very convenient to have this. I don't know about you, but I don't have pockets. I never have pockets for my phone and my outfits, especially beach outfits. So it's very convenient to have a small little purse. I got this on Amazon, but any little thing like this will work. Neck pillow. I definitely used this. When we left the ship, it was a very long process. For some reason they were so behind. They said because immigration or customs, so we had to wait a long time to get off the ship. I think they were more than an hour behind, so we ended up waiting in the casino, and I literally just ended up putting this around my shoulders, and I fell asleep and took a nap in the casino. So I'm so glad I brought this, and I also used it on my plane rides. It's inflatable, so it folds up and squeezes really small. but definitely good to have if you're traveling to and from the port. I definitely use that. This is a hat that I wear when I travel because I don't have to worry about my hair looking cute. I have a sun hat and a baseball hat. I wore a hat every single day in the sun because I wanted to protect my face. My sun hat actually broke, which is so annoying because I loved that sun hat. But make sure you bring a hat with you. It doesn't matter what kind, just whatever you like, because it's so hot and sunny and you want to keep your skin protected. So definitely use that. So here are some crackers. I packed chips and I packed some Ritz crackers and like a couple of snacks just because as a pregnant lady I wanted to have food on me if I needed to. So they do have food everywhere on the cruise. They have room service and everything, but when you're hungry, you're hungry. And I definitely took advantage of snacks while I was on board, even like in my room, like while I was getting ready for dinner. Had some crackers, like if I got a little nauseous. So that was a really good thing for me as a pregnant lady on this cruise. This is my airline bag, which I bring with me on every single trip I go to. It has a sleep mask. I use that definitely when I was on my cruise because I shared a room with my brother, and him and I have different sleep schedules, so I would just put my mask on when I wanted to go to sleep if he was still up or eating. I also had earplugs, very necessary on a cruise. Definitely pack earplugs. I use those every single night because there's sometimes a lot of external noise like doors slamming or maybe the ship's just rocking or your roommate is snoring. That's what happened to me. So I use, out of this bag, I use my earplugs and my sleep mask the most out of this bag. But this comes with me on every single trip. Very handy to have those on your flight or your plane ride as well. Inside here I have a black shawl, and I use this a lot. So I find that I'm always freezing all the time now. So especially when I went out to dinner and I was in the dining room or I went out to the little shows, I kept this with me just to wrap around my shoulders for extra warmth. And it's just black and plain, and I find that that comes in handy in case you get cold, and it folds really small so you can like just tie it around your purse as opposed to bringing a matching cardigan or sweater for every single dress. So I just have this one, and you can use it as a blanket on the plane, so that was very useful. I always bring with me a luggage weight. So I happen to fly in. If you didn't, don't worry about it, but I just wanted to make sure my luggage didn't go over 50 pounds. So I definitely use that. And then I have highlighters and pens and all that stuff in here. So I ended up playing bingo, and I bought one of those bingo dabbers last cruise, but I didn't know what happened to it and I didn't want to buy another one, so I just used a highlighter pen on my bingo. Did not win, but the highlighter worked just as good as those little daubers. So FYI, if you don't have it, you don't have to buy a dauber. You can use the highlighter that you use to mark off your, fun ship time. What is it called? Fun times with the little cruise itinerary. So yeah. And then I brought gum, obviously, and I brought a ton of tissues, like mini tissue packs, which I ran through. My allergies are so bad right now. I just ran through all of the tissues I brought. Like I bought all those mini tissue packs. That came in super handy. Alright, so that's everything that I brought in my carry-on. Let's move on to the big check-in luggage. So this luggage, I checked in. We dropped it off. Last time I did carry-on only, but this time I wasn't even going to try to squeeze it in. So I'll show you what I packed and what I really used and what I did not use. So when I went down to Orlando, so I stayed the night in Orlando and then we drove to the port in the morning because my parents live in Orlando. My mom saw this cup that I brought and she was like, oh no, that's too big. And it really was. So I was being very overzealous, thinking I would use this insulated cup to, get free water and juice. But it would have been too big to fit under the spout. So get a little bit of a smaller cup. I ended up borrowing one from my parents. There was actually like a Carnival Cruise insulated cup that they had, but definitely bring your own insulated cup because it's nice to have your drinks cold or hot. What I would do is I would just fill it with ice when I got to the Lido deck and the ice machine, and then I would just have water in my room and I would just refill my cup with water. So it was really handy to have an insulated cup, but do not bring one that is this big. This was me trying to be a good pregnant lady and drink a lot of water, but I ended up getting a smaller cup. So last year I had a balcony room when I went with my husband and his family, and then when I went with my parents, on my cruise last year, we had a porthole. This year we were interior. So I knew I wanted to bring a nightlight, and I'm really glad I did. My mom actually gave this one to me. This is because they're platinum members on Carnival. So this is a Carnival nightlight, but you don't need one. It's really nice though because it turns on only when it's dark. So the room gets pitch black, and this was very handy to have in case you want to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I will say that I slept so much on this cruise, and I think it's because we didn't have a window, but I slept so much. But definitely bring a nightlight with you if you have an interior cabin for sure, because you will have no light coming through. That was very, very handy. So here I have my makeup bag. Of course, I'm a makeup girl, I'm a makeup artist. This is a makeup channel. I use the makeup. You don't have to bring as much as I do, but I love this makeup bag. This is just an expandable bag, so you just open it, and then when you're done, zip it back up, and you don't have to keep repacking your bag. So I showed this on my other cruise video, but very convenient, and I'm gonna definitely keep using this. This is all of my hair accessories, so I kind of squeezed them in here. I consolidated it. I used to have more, but I just fit in here. So this is actually a travel curling iron and flat iron in one, and it's small, and it came in this little pouch, which I got on Amazon. I love this thing. It's very powerful, and I can straighten or curl my hair for dinner. And then I bring one hairbrush. This is like one of those wet dry detangle brushes. I brought one can of hairspray. This is my favorite, L'Oreal Elnet travel size, and I fit in here. And I brought one hair clip, and that's the only hair stuff I brought besides my shampoo and conditioner. So it all fits in this one little zipper pouch, which is like a heat protected pouch. So I was very happy about that, because I used to have a separate little makeup bag for my hair accessories, but I was like, I don't need all that. So this is all my hair stuff right here. They do have a blow dryer in the cabin, which some people don't like, but I think that blow dryer works perfectly fine. And it sits right inside the drawer by the desk, which is where I do my makeup anyways, my makeup and hair. So I had this little mini jacket. It's a raincoat that folds. I did not use this. It didn't rain. And I had a hoodie that I wore like most of the trip anyways, so I happen to not use it, but it doesn't take up a lot of space. I did bring a whole bunch of Ziploc bags because in my head I was going to like pack snacks from the buffet and maybe put wet clothes in it. I did not use this, but hey, it doesn't take up a lot of room, so did not use that. So here's what's crazy. I had this whole jewelry roll that I packed, thinking that I was going to wear my little matching accessories, and I did not use one necklace, one bracelet, nothing. I really thought I was going to be cute with it, but I didn't wear any jewelry on the cruise, and I was perfectly fine with it. I think because I was with my family, I was more chill, so I don't even think I'm going to pack jewelry on the next cruise I go to. But if you're into jewelry, that's totally your preference. I'm just telling you what I did. This was my toiletry bag, so I brought my smaller hanging toiletry bag again this time. I really love this one. I have a whole video on it, the travel on one. So it has the top portion, which is non-liquids, and the bottom portion, which is liquids, and it velcros shut like that. And this clear side is supposed to show your liquid, so it's TSA friendly, and I love it because it has the hook. So these are all of my toiletries. They pretty much, it stays packed for whatever trip I go on, and I just replenish it. And it came in really handy, really easy to use and see everything. So I love this guy. It's not too big. Like I said, you can fold it shut with the Velcro if you want. It's a little bit full to keep clothes. But yeah, this is it for toiletries. I definitely used my power strip because my brother and I were sharing pretty much one plug by the desk area in the cabin. And we didn't run out of plugs at all. This was definitely big enough for both of us. It has 2 USB plugs as well as multiple outlets. So we both were able to charge our phones, electronic devices, and I was also able to charge my my hair curler and all that, and that was good. So definitely bring one of these for sure on your cruise. Now that's a power strip and not a surge protector, because they will not let you on with a surge protector. I've heard that they will confiscate that. And speaking of things that they confiscate, so on Carnival you are allowed to bring 12-pack cans of like soda with you. So you can bring like a little box of soda. You cannot bring any water that's in a bottle. I saw so many people getting on the ship holding packs of water, and like I was like, you can't bring that on board, man. I think it's because the rule changed in the last like a few years, but no bottles of anything. So plastic bottled water, sorry, you cannot bring that on. So they had to just like leave it on the, you know, just leave it by the entrance. And I use these towel clips that I got from the dollar store to secure my towel to my beach chair. Definitely used them multiple times because it was extremely windy on the ship and as well as on the island. So these come in very handy. Very cheap. You don't have to buy the fancy ones, but those are cute. I always like to have a bottle of spray sunscreen as well as like the lotion kind. So I'll put the lotion one on in the room, and then the spray one I'll bring it with me by the pool or by the beach so I can reapply easily and not get my hands all icky. So I definitely use that. I have these wipes. These are bug spray wipes. My mom actually got these for me because, you know, I did not want to get bit by mosquitoes, but luckily the Bahamas is actually, they are off of the Zika list for the CDC. So if you're worried about traveling because of Zika, if you're pregnant or trying to be pregnant, it's off the list. I checked. So I was approved to go on it, but my mom was like, oh, the aerosol isn't good for you. I don't know, like fumes. So she got me these ones. It has 30% DEET or less, which is what you need if you're pregnant. But it worked fine. So it's just easy. Just wipe it and then just toss it. I have these little, these are like plastic bags in a pack. I actually did end up using these while I was on the island to cover up my water shoes. And then I saw a cruise video where this one girl brought this little fan with her on a trip. It's got a carabiner and it's got a battery operated fan as well as like a pump for liquid. So you can spray yourself and mist yourself in case you get overheated. I did not use this at all. I bought it just for the cruise. But I think this would be good for like an amusement park where you're really, really hot and you're just standing in line. But I found that, you know, the breeze and the water was enough to keep me cool. So I did not need this, but I did have it. Inside here, I bought this last cruise, this Body Glide. So it helps with like thighs rubbing together, especially when you're wet. I bought this just for cruising. I've never used it. So I personally, maybe it's just me, I don't have like an extreme issue with it. But hey, just in case, it's in my sun bag, so I'll keep it in there. So definitely need your sunscreen and your bug wipes and your bug spray for a cruise. But there weren't like any mosquitoes that I saw in the Bahamas, if you're wondering. Okay, this is my cruise bag that I have like specifically for cruise. It has cruise essentials. I featured this in my cruise like must-have video. And I also have medicine, so I consolidated my medicine bag into this as well to save space, as well as like some like fabric stuff like Downy wrinkle spray and Febreze and stuff. So I'll show you what's in here. I have my Downy wrinkle release, which I always pack on vacations. I don't use it too much, but my brother definitely used it because he had like dress shirts. And it's a pain to get, you know, an iron on a cruise ship. I have little medicines here. So I consolidated this because as a pregnant lady, you actually can't take a lot of over-the-counter medicine anymore. So that was much simpler. But I do have a little mini first aid kit and some little things. Inside here, though, I do have the motion sickness patches that you put behind your ear. I definitely use those because those are herbal and they're fine. But boy, did I get nauseous on the last day. I thought it was going to be good. I was like, oh, this is a great cruise. I wasn't nauseous at all until the last day, which was a sea day, and it was a rocking on that boat. So I was glad to have those patches. It was a lot. So these little patches, 2 come in a pack. I get them on Amazon. But you can get them from your doctor. You can order any brand you want. I like those better than the Dramamine because the Dramamine makes me so drowsy. So heads up on that. And then a corkscrew. If you do decide to bring wine or champagne on, every adult can have 750 milliliters or less. My brother had one, so I obviously didn't drink, but I always pack a corkscrew to be prepared. I also have in here, this is Febreze. I always carry scissors, so you have to make sure the blade is 3 inches or less, FYI. Because you need scissors, like to cut things and cut tags off. I used this a couple of times. I have a mini sewing kit in here as well, which I don't really ever use this, but it's small and I bring it with me on every trip. I have these little magnetic hooks, which come in super handy. So I put this on the walls of the cabin, which are magnetic, and I hang my purse and my hats and my lanyard from them. So these come in very handy. I have like a multi-pack I got from Amazon. Really good to have because it's very nice to just put your lanyard or your purse or your hat or your scarf on the wall And I also have in here post-it notes in case you want to leave notes for your steward or your family. And these are little clips that you can use to hang your wet clothes, because there is a clothesline that comes in the shower. So I like this because I can secure my clothes on there so they don't fall off. I even hung my water shoes from there to dry, and I clipped them with these. So any kind of clothespin. And that's that. Okay, another thing that I definitely use is my travel towel. This is like a camping towel, which it becomes really large when you unfold it, but it's pretty thin but super absorbent. So this is very small. It fit in my little backpack, my mini backpack, which I brought on the island. So this is what I brought with me. This is my beach bag. Very small, very lightweight. I bought this at Target just like this month for the cruise. So I fit this in here, my sunscreen went in here, a water bottle, my wallet, or just like my, card and cash. And this was all I needed. And they definitely tell you to bring a towel with you on the Carnival Island, which is Princess Cay, because there are limited towels on the island. So everybody had the big blue Carnival beach towel. So a lesson I learned is if you're putting your checked bag out the night before, keep all your medicine with you for your carry-on bag. So I had my backpack with like my toiletries, my outfit for the next day. I should have also kept all my medicine in there. I have these little ginger candies, Gingins, chewable ginger candies, as well as some of these Preggy Pops. I think that's what they're called. Little hard candies to help with nausea. And I definitely use some of those throughout the way. And then if you have these little C bands, they're like the acupuncture bands. I had lost mine, so I just packed the case to show you what they look like. I totally would have packed them, but I have no idea where they went. So that's kind of like having the motion sickness patch too. But I thought it was convenient to have everything together, so if I was feeling nauseous or whatever, I could just kind of go in my little bag of tricks. And I will say, it was really good to have, what we did is we had ordered water online prior to the ship, so it was delivered to the cabin. So I had me and my brother split like a 12-pack or 24-pack of water or something like that, and then we just put it in our empty fridge. And it was nice to always have water to take with your medicine, to keep hydrated. You can go to the Lido deck and refill the water from there, but it's just convenient to have bottled water, and you can take it with you on port and everything like that. So I wanted to mention that. This is a bag I packed with stuff that I did not use. So I packed this little mini ring light, but I did not use that. I thought I was going to use that to film. And then this little mini water bottle that folds up that can attach to your bag. I did not use that because I ended up just bringing a bottle of water and threw it in my backpack. So did not have to bring that. This is my bag full of chargers, which I have this pretty much packed for any trip. I added my camera charger, my Gear Fit step tracking counter charger. It's just nice to have a dedicated charger bag though, so obviously need that. I'll show you what shoes I packed. I wore a pair of my Nike sneakers on because I always have sneakers just in case you do something active like working out or an excursion. So those are my biggest shoes. I also had a pair of cute sandals. So this is where I wore to dinner a lot. They have little gold embellishment. So it's kind of a dressy sandal. And then I have one pair of heels that I brought. So this is pretty low. So I wore this with my little dress for the cruise elegant night. They're not super fancy, but they are heels. So I really like these a lot. They're from Vince Camuto, and I bought them for Valentine's Day. But I like them because they're contained and low heel, because you don't want to take a spill when you're triggers. I also want to show, I did pack these in my backpack because I wore them the night before, and then I just threw them in my backpack when I was leaving. These are the only flip-flops I brought. I will use these to walk around the ship, to walk around port. They're my one pair of casual shoes besides my sneakers. These are Reef flip-flops from Amazon. Got them a year or two ago looking for the most comfortable flip-flops I could find. They're just black and plain and lightweight. So I wore these most of the time. I wore my sneakers when I went to the gym. And then I wore the dressy sandals for dinner. And then the one pair of heels for elegant night. I always keep like a little plastic folder for all my documents. This is all the cruise documents. You actually didn't even really need to show anything except for your cruise boarding pass, and that was it. So like the medical stuff you didn't need. But I also carry a copy of my passport and credit cards printed out just in case. And I keep that with me in my carry-on. My Kindle, I use this for every vacation. This is the paper white, so it's good for even in the sun. You can read it, and I preload my books on here. I definitely use this like every single day. So something I definitely recommend that you do, this is like all sandy, but bring a pair of water shoes because a lot of the beaches are very rocky and it hurts your feet to step in the water. So I use this, I put it in a Ziploc bag and I just keep it for every single time I go on a cruise. That's the only time I use them. But even Carnival told the guests for the port, make sure to bring water shoes. And it's nice to buy these because you can find them for under $5 at Walmart or Target depending on the season versus buying them for $10, $15 on port or at the ship. So I definitely used these when we went to Princess Cay. So they look kind of dorky on, but they make the beach much more enjoyable. And then this is something cool that my brother brought. So usually I bring straws because I like to drink out of a straw, but he has this metal straw that I don't know where he got it from, but it comes with like a pipe cleaner tool. And I thought this was so cool to have to stick in my little cup, my insulated cup. And it made drinking so much more enjoyable. So I thought I'd show you that. That's really awesome. I definitely use that on future trips. And that way you don't have to waste plastic and throw away straws. I also want to show you my clothes very quickly. So some of these are probably going to be familiar to you guys because I've worn them on other vacations. But I try to mix it up for every cruise so that way when I show you guys the video there's some new stuff in there so it's a little more interesting. So I packed a few bathing suits. I bought this tankini top from Target right before I left. It's just a black tankini. I like how you can buy the single pieces. And it's got all this ruffling. So it's very like friendly for your bump. I'm at the stage where my bump isn't obvious. It just looks like I'm going to gain weight. So it's nice to kind of cover up. And I just wore these with whatever bottoms I have because I have a lot of mix and match bottoms that go with black. I have my regular bikini. Luckily my bikinis are all very like, you know, growing friendly. Like these straps can expand on the sides. And then my tops actually fit me better now because my boobs are bigger, where they used to be a little big. So that was that. And I also had one black bottom and one black bikini top. So I kind of mixed and matched. And I found that I had 3 bathing suits and I did wear them all. So I probably wouldn't pack more than that. Inside here I have just like underwear, socks, bras. Something that I definitely need to rethink about is I used to love those stick-on bras for backless dresses and stuff like that, but those just are not comfortable anymore now that my boobs are growing and they're sore from being pregnant. So that was totally, I should not have brought that at all. So instead when I got home I ordered like a pregnancy friendly kind of like a bandeau comfortable strapless bra, which I will use for my next upcoming vacation because the sticky bras are not comfy and they're not supportive enough, and regular strapless bras with the wire hurts. So I brought like just a bandeau with pads, so hopefully that will work better. And then let me show you what clothes I packed. So my goal was comfort but still being cute. Everything was kind of loose, so I knew I was going to be super bloated anyways from eating lots on a cruise, but also with a pregnant belly. So, I'll show you what I packed. So I have this cute little dress. This is like several years old. Anything with an A-line is a good look. So I wore this to dinner one night. Just a cream color little dress with my sandals. I actually just bought this dress from Ross. It was a great deal. I bought it in the maternity clearance section for only $7. So it's like an off-the-shoulder. And it's really flowy. It has the elastic right above the like empire waist. Very stretchy. And I bought it in a size medium, which is usually my normal size. So it looked really good on. And I just wore this with sandals. Really comfy. And my tummy got so bloated. I remember that night. Because I looked like I was 9 months pregnant, even though I'm not. But luckily the dress was nice and loose. Another outfit I wore this on board. As well as to dinner because it's a maxi, and maxis can be cute daytime or night. So this is a really old black maxi. It's got stretch, you know, it's got that little, I don't know what this called, this gather top is, and it's just long. So this is great because I wore it all the first day and didn't have to have a separate dinner outfit, and I knew I could wear this again on port if I wanted to with like my bikini underneath. Okay, and then I have one more outfit. So those were 1, 2, 3 of the cruise casual nights, and then for cruise elegant night I have this dress that I bought for Valentine's Day. It's from Free People. I got it at Marshall's, and I bought it knowing that this would kind of grow with me as I got further along in my pregnancy. So it's not as fancy as some of my other cruise dresses, but it was still cute. So it has a little neckline, cut out kind of shoulders, and really big like billowy sleeves, and it's just like a loose tank. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but I have a get ready with me cruise formal night video that I filmed on the ship, so I'll have that. But it's very, very loose, so you can't tell anything's going on underneath it. So it's really nice though because it has long sleeves. I love anything with sleeves on a cruise because I get cold. So I tried to avoid anything that was just a tank because I wanted sleeves, and then I also had my wrap. So that's something that I do on a cruise ship. I have a lot of spaghetti straps, but I don't like to really bring those because I get cold. Alright, so my casual clothes, I brought one pair of workout pants. So these are great because they're just black, and I can also wear them around the ship. Sometimes you just want to wear like comfy clothes, like if you go to the casino or you hang out on the ship at night. I have a workout tank, so I wore that for sure. I went to the gym twice. I will say that it was super cold the day that we left for the cruise and arrived, as well as the morning that we departed. So arriving and departure days were very cold, so I had to have some kind of a sweater. My hoodie was really necessary. People were freezing when we left the ship the morning of the last day. So, and then this is what I wore when I was on the island. I kept it simple. I had these like little black elastic waist shorts from Target, which I had from last year. Super easy to wear underneath your little bump. And then with it, the first day I wore my black string bikini top as a bra and this little tank from Forever 21. This is really old, but it's nice and loose, so really pregnant friendly. And then the second day, which was at Princess Cay, the second port day, I had on this little tank from Amazon. It's kind of like a beach shirt, but you can use it as a cover up as well as a t-shirt, and it's just like really beachy. It has a nice beach saying, so it's really loose. So I just wore it knotted up with my black shorts, and then because Princess Cay is definitely like people, it's your beach day, so people will just have their bikinis on, and then I use this without the shorts just to walk around with as a cover up. So I just used the same black shorts twice. They're black so they don't show dirt, and it was really nice because that's all I had to pack. And then I had one pajama dress, like a t-shirt dress, which is this nice loose comfy one from Target. I do wish I had packed maybe one pair of pants because my brother loves like really high AC, like super cold in the room, as I told you before. I was like freezing the whole time. But you can ask our room steward for a robe in the very beginning when they ask you what time you prefer for them to clean. So we both got robes, so that helped keep me nice and warm in the room. Another thing that changed on the Carnival Cruise this time is that room service is not free like late nights. So it's only free from like morning till evening, but after that you have to pay. And I always knew that some items on the room service list were free and some you had to pay extra for, but the whole paying for everything after a certain time, like late night, that was a new thing. So I was kind of like, okay, that's a change. And also a heads up, if you go on a shorter cruise like we did, anything under like 5 days, you do not get free lobster. Because my mom and dad were like, what? Where's the free lobster? Because for a cruise elegant night, but they don't really take short cruises. They usually take a really long, fabulous one. So heads up on that. So that's everything that I have packed. What I used, what I didn't use, some tips for my pregnant peeps out there, as well as some changes to the whole new Carnival Cruise policy. So I thought that was kind of a cool way to do something different on a cruise I really just took last year. So I hope you guys found that helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. That is it for now. If you guys have anything that you'd like to, any tips you'd like to share, please also leave them in the comments below. Check out my blog, makeupbyveteran.com, where I'll have a summary of this post. And that is it. So until next time, I hope you guys have a great night. Ciao, Bellas.